Hey friends! Believe it or not, the Ten Commandments is almost 70 years old, but this classic movie still holds a special place in our hearts. Tonight, we're taking a trip down memory lane to see what the cast looks like today. Can you believe Charlton Heston used to play Moses? Let's see if they still have the magic to move us after all these years. Number 1. Charlton Heston as Moses. Born a Hebrew slave, Moses ended up living a fancy life in the Pharaoh's palace. He knew the good life, but he never forgot his roots. Stories of his people's struggles and his own heritage kept flickering in his memory. Some say you could see a fire in his eyes, a mix of feeling bad for his people and pure anger at their situation. Moses wasn't going to stand by and watch them suffer any longer. Even though he lived like a prince, his heart belonged with the slaves. Charlton Heston, one of the most commanding stars of his era, captivated audiences with his larger-than-life presence and resonant voice. Beginning his career on the stage, Heston quickly transitioned to early television and feature films, making a significant impact with roles in movies like The Greatest Show on Earth in 1952. His legendary performances in the biblical epics, The Ten Commandments, and Ben-Hur solidified his status as a leading man in Hollywood. As his career progressed, Heston continued to excel in historical epics and ventured into science fiction classics, notably starring in Planet of the Apes in 1968. Charlton Heston's influential and prolific career left an indelible mark on 20th century cinema, delivering some of the most unforgettable performances of all time and earning him a lasting legacy in film history. Moses played by Charlton Heston when he was 33 years old. Sadly, Heston died due to pneumonia on the morning of April 5, 2008, at his home in Beverly Hills, California. Number 2. Yul Brynner, as Rameses, is the kind of guy who clears a room just by walking in. Not because he's friendly, but because you never know what mood he's in. He craves respect, but if he doesn't get it, he throws a wobbly like a toddler. Keeping Egypt on top is his number one priority, even if it means throwing his weight around. And don't even get him started on Moses. That whole situation makes him see red. Maybe it's jealousy, maybe he's just insecure. Powerful and arrogant, Rameses is definitely a handful, but you gotta admit he's kind of fascinating. A serious accident forced Brynner to pivot from the high-flying world of circus acrobatics. This redirection led him to act, where he discovered a new passion and honed his skills. Brynner's portrayal of the King of Siam in the Broadway musical The King and I was a monumental success. He delivered a staggering 4,625 performances, solidifying his place as a theatrical powerhouse. Brynner seamlessly transitioned from stage to screen, reprising his iconic role in the film adaptation of The King and I. His performance earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, cementing his status as a Hollywood star. Brynner's striking appearance and commanding presence were perfectly suited for leading roles. He often portrayed characters with a regal air, from kings to secret agents. Movies like The Magnificent Seven and Westworld showcased his charisma and acting range. Yul Brynner's career transcended a single iconic role. He captivated audiences with his talent, versatility, and ability to embody a range of characters. His legacy continues to inspire actors and filmmakers alike. Rameses was played by Yul Brynner when he was 36 years old. Sadly, Brynner died of lung cancer on October 10, 1985, at New York Hospital at the age of 65. Number 3. Baxter as Nefertiri. Forget shiny rocks. Nefertiri craves real power. Sure, she might look gorgeous and wear fancy clothes, but underestimate her at your peril. She's as sharp as a knife and can navigate the backstabbing world of the Egyptian court like a boss. Nefertiri's got a smile that can melt anyone's heart, but don't be fooled. She's a strategist who always gets what she wants. The Nile might change its course, but Nefertiri, never. So if you hear the swish of a fancy dress, heads up. Nefertiri's on her way, and she's coming out on top. Anne Baxter was a Hollywood actress who shone brightest in a few key roles. By her teens, she had already acted in Broadway plays and then landed in Hollywood. Her early movies weren't always the best, but people liked her. Her husky voice and acting skills were on display in films like The Magnificent Ambersons and The Razor's Edge, which even won her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. But the two movies she's really remembered for are All About Eve, where she played a cutthroat young actress, and The Ten Commandments, where she was the beautiful and bad queen Nefertiri. Later in her career, she even took on the role that deceived her character in All About Eve, when the story was turned into a musical. She was a versatile and professional actress who worked in movies, TV, and theater for nearly 50 years. Nefertiri played by Anne Baxter when she was 36 years old. Sadly, she died while having a stroke on December 12, 1985 in New York City at the age of 62. Number 4. Edward G. Robinson as Dathans got a smile that could sell sand in the desert, charming but fake as can be. This guy's all about scheming. He's got more tricks up his sleeve than a palace full of pharaohs. Power is his addiction, and he'll do anything to get more. Lies roll off his tongue like honey, and he can sweet-talk anyone. Moses is everything Dathan fears, a leader people trust and respect. So Dathan fights dirty. Expect backstabbing, manipulation, and enough scheming to make a vizier blush. Dathan can't stand that Moses is honest and the people love him, so watch out. Dathan will stop at nothing to take him down. Edward G. Robinson, a true original of Golden Age Hollywood, made his mark as a tough guy in various roles, from hard-boiled newspaperman to fearless G-man. Despite his real-life demeanor being soft-spoken, intellectual, and selfless, Robinson became famous for portraying cold-eyed thugs in film classics like Little Caesar, The Sea Wolf, and Key Largo. His rapid-fire comic timing also shone in screwball comedies like The Whole Town's Talking, and he brought depth to supporting roles in films like Double Indemnity. Robinson's ability to command the screen with both intensity and nuance made his characters unforgettable. His distinctive style and verbal flair inspired several cartoon characters, from Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny shorts, to the bumbling Chief Wiggum in The Simpsons, showcasing his lasting impact on entertainment. Dathan played by Edward G. Robinson when she was 36 years old. Robinson died of bladder cancer at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles on January 26, 1973. Number 5. Yvonne de Carlo as Sephora. Forget what you think you know about Pharaoh's wives. Zipporah's your girl next door who also happens to be super brave. This isn't some damsel in distress waiting to be rescued. Nope, Zipporah's got mad skills as a healer, maybe with herbs or special treatments. When things get tough, she's always there for Moses, a pillar of strength by his side. Yvonne de Carlo's undeniable beauty turned heads and won her prestigious pageants like Miss Venice, catching the eye of Hollywood scouts and launching her into the film industry. During the 1940s and 50s, de Carlo lit up the silver screen, earning the nickname the Queen of Technicolor, thanks to her exotic features that perfectly suited the era's vibrant films. However, her talent went far beyond her captivating looks. She played a wide range of roles, from sultry sirens in Brute Force to adventurous heroines in The Desert Hawk. Despite her success, de Carlo often felt typecast and yearned for more diverse roles. In the 1960s, she transitioned to television, where she found the defining role of her later career, Lily Munster in the beloved sitcom The Munsters. Her portrayal of the glamorous yet devoted mother in the endearingly monstrous family won the hearts of audiences everywhere. Even after The Munsters ended in 1966, de Carlo continued to perform on stage and screen well into her 70s. She passed away in 2007, but her legacy remains vibrant. Yvonne de Carlo's journey from beauty queen to Hollywood star and cherished television icon is a testament to her talent, resilience, and enduring appeal across generations. Sephora is played by Yvonne de Carlo when she was 54 years old. Sadly, she died from heart failure on January 8, 2007, and was cremated in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles. Number 6. Deborah Paget. As Lilia born a slave, Lilia refuses to let it break her spirit. She's strong, determined, and has unshakable beliefs. Kindness is her superpower. She uses it to lift up those who are struggling and show them hope. Lilia's dance isn't just about steps. It's a story of overcoming hardship and never giving up. Every move she makes feels powerful and defiant, like a painting of strength and resilience. Keep your eye on Lilia, because there's a fire in her that could spark a change. Deborah Paget's career was a whirlwind of genres, showcasing her remarkable versatility. Signed by 20th Century Fox at just 14, she entered the world of film noir with Cry of the City. However, her youthful beauty and dynamic energy quickly propelled her into a variety of roles. She demonstrated her athleticism in swashbuckling adventures like Prince Valiant and charmed audiences in musicals like Bells on Their Toes. Paget became a staple in Hollywood epics, with a notable role in Cecil B. DeMille's The Ten Commandments, which cemented her place in cinematic history. She also starred alongside the rising star Elvis Presley in Love Me Tender, further highlighting her lasting appeal. Despite her critical acclaim and popularity, Paget yearned for a life beyond Hollywood. After 2 marriages and a successful stint in horror films such as The Haunted Palace, she made the bold decision to retire from the limelight in the 1960s. Although her career was relatively brief, Deborah Paget's impact on Hollywood was significant. From her captivating performances in historical epics to her screen presence alongside legendary actors, she left an indelible mark as an actress who bravely chose her own path. Lilia was played by Deborah Paget when she was 23 years old, and now she is 90 years old. Number 7. John Derek as Joshua. Joshua's a regular guy, with dirt under his nails and calluses on his hands from hard work. Life hasn't been easy for him or his people. They've faced challenges like hunger and illness, enough to make anyone want to give up. But here's the thing about Joshua. He puts his people first, always. He doesn't care about fancy titles or thrones. He's more interested in seeing his folks safe and sound than in personal glory. He's always there to organize them, to find solutions, and to keep their spirits up. Joshua might not be a mythical hero, but he's exactly the kind of leader his people need. John Derek, initially a minor leading man in Hollywood films during the late 1940s and early 1950s, found greater fame later in life as a photographer and director of cheesecake and softcore films, often featuring his famous wives. Among these were actresses Ursula Andress, Linda Evans, and Bo Derek. His strikingly handsome features earned him a contract with Columbia, leading to significant roles in movies like Knock on Any Door and All the King's Men. However, after these early successes, Derek's film career drifted into less notable costume adventures. In the late 1960s, Derek transitioned to still photography and film direction. He directed provocative films featuring Andress and Evans before achieving major commercial success with Bo Derek. He directed her in a series of softcore films, including Tarzan the Ape Man and Bolero. These films were commercially successful despite being panned by critics. After his death in 1998, Derek's legacy became more associated with his exploitation of the physical beauty of his wives than with his early acting career or his work in photography. His career arc, from Hollywood actor to controversial director, reflects a complex and often contentious contribution to the entertainment industry. Joshua was played by John Derek when he was 30 years old. Sadly, John Derek died on May 22, 1998, of cardiovascular disease in Santa Maria, California, at the age of 71. Number 8. Cedric Hardwicke as Sethi. Sethi's a powerful figure with a booming voice that can command attention. He built a kingdom as strong and enduring as the pyramids themselves. But Sethi's not all sunshine and roses. He's stubborn as a camel, clinging to his ideas like desert sand. He rarely listens to other ideas, which can be frustrating. Sethi loves his son Rameses and wants what he believes is best for him, to be a great pharaoh. But Sethi's vision involves Rameses following in his footsteps exactly, which clashes with Rameses' own plans. This constant push and pull between them creates serious friction. Sethi's a strong leader, but his desire for control can sometimes lead him astray. Sir Cedric Webster Hardwicke had a distinguished career that spanned nearly 50 years. His contributions to both stage and film left a lasting impact. Born in Lye, Worcestershire, Hardwicke initially intended to become a doctor but shifted his focus to the theater. He trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA. During World War I, he served with the London Scottish. After the war, he resumed his acting career. Hardwicke became one of the leading Shavian actors of his generation, starring in George Bernard Shaw's plays. In 1934, he became the youngest actor to be knighted. His versatility and talent continue to inspire audiences, both on stage and screen. Sethi was played by Cedric Hardwicke when he was 65 years old. Sadly, he suffered from emphysema and died 6th of August 1964 at the age of 71 in New York from its disease. Number 9. Nina Foch as Bithia. Remember the story about someone who saved a baby from a crocodile in the Nile? That was Bithia, fearless as can be. Life under the pharaoh is no walk in the park. Everyone's scared to death, but Bithia, braver than anyone. She's got a heart of gold, that one. There was no way she could leave a defenseless baby there, even though her family told her to mind her own business. Number 9. Danielle Brisebois as Stephanie Mills. Stephanie gets fired up about justice the way some people get excited about pizza. She fights for women's rights, racial equality, and making the world a better place in general. Imagine her as a superhero, but instead of a cape, she's got intelligence, way with words, and a serious commitment to fairness. Stephanie's like a debate champion. She can take apart any argument that's not based on facts. She's not afraid to speak her mind, and she knows how to do it in a way that makes people listen. Whether it's equality or social change, Stephanie's on the front lines, fighting for what she believes in. Danielle Brisebois isn't easily categorized. Her career has spanned acting and music, with achievements in both fields. Brisebois launched her career on the small screen, landing a role in the iconic sitcom All in the Family. Her talent shone even brighter in the spin-off Archie Bunker's Place, where her performance garnered a Golden Globe Award nomination in 1981. The 1980s and 90s saw Brisebois' acting career flourish on the big screen. She tackled a variety of genres, from the documentary L'Emotion Dissonance, 1984, to the action-packed Big Bad Mama 2 alongside Angie Dickinson. Her filmography also includes the action movie Kill Crazy with David Heavener. Brisebois' talents extend far beyond acting. She carved a niche in the music industry as well. Her work has graced numerous films, including the sports drama Ice Princess and the romantic comedy Undiscovered. Her music even found its way into the hit comedy The Ugly Truth and the coming-of-age film Easy A starring Emma Stone. Brisebois' musical achievements reached new heights in 2014 when her song for the film Begin Again garnered an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song. This recognition solidified her place as a multi-talented artist who continues to leave her mark on both the film and music industries. Stephanie Mills was played by Danielle Brisebois when she was 9 years old, and now she is 54 years old. Number 10. Betty Garrett as Irene Lorenzo. They say it takes a village, and Irene is like the whole village wrapped up in one person. She makes everyone feel like they belong. Irene's the first person to greet newcomers with a friendly smile and start up a conversation. She has a knack for making people feel comfortable and welcome, like they've known her forever. Whether it's a chat about the weather or offering a helping hand, Irene goes out of her way to connect with everyone around her. She's the glue that holds the neighborhood together. Betty Garrett hit the big time with On the Town, starring alongside Frank Sinatra. But her real claim to fame came from her Broadway musical comedies like Call Me Mister. Still, it was her role as the caring landlady on Laverne and Shirley that made her a household name with a younger crowd. After her success on Broadway, MGM snagged her for some big-screen roles alongside stars like Mickey Rooney and Gene Kelly. But during the 1950s, the Red Scare and Hollywood blacklisting threw a wrench in her and her husband Larry Park's careers. They spent years flying under the radar. Betty didn't stay out of the spotlight for long, though. She made a comeback with a recurring role on All in the Family, followed by 6 years on Laverne and Shirley. It just goes to show you can't keep a good talent down. Irene Lorenzo was played by Betty Garrett when she was 54 years old. Sadly, Garrett died of an aortic aneurysm in Los Angeles on February 12, 2011, at the age of 91. Number 11, Sherman Hemsley as George Jefferson. Let's be honest, George Jefferson could be a real Archie Bunker sometimes. He could be stubborn, say the wrong thing, and maybe even cheat to get ahead. But beneath that gruff exterior, George was a good guy at heart. He worked hard to provide for his family and loved them fiercely, even if he didn't always show it. Unlike Archie, though, George was a bit sharper. He could think on his feet and come up with a plan, even if it wasn't always the most honest one. Sherman Hemsley, a postal worker by day and an aspiring actor by night, honed his craft until he caught the eye of producer Norman Lear. Lear saw something special in Hemsley and cast him as the unforgettable George Jefferson on All in the Family and its spin-off, The Jeffersons. Hemsley's dynamic performance as the feisty George earned him numerous award nominations and endeared him to television audiences. Following his success on The Jeffersons, Hemsley continued to shine in television with series like Amen and Good Behavior, along with numerous guest appearances. In the late 1990s, he teamed up with his former TV wife, Isabel Sanford, for commercials and promotions, as well as a play based on their iconic series. Pharaoh is no walk in the park. Everyone's scared to death. But Bithia? Hemsley's impact went beyond his on-screen roles. He broke boundaries as an African-American character, moving on up in a predominantly white world, and became a trailblazer for African-American actors in 1970s sitcoms. His legacy as a talented performer and groundbreaker remains unmatched. George Jefferson was played by Sherman Hemsley when he was 35 years old. Sadly, Hemsley died at his home in El Paso, Texas, on July 24, 2012, at age 74 due to superior vena cava syndrome, a complication associated with lung and bronchial carcinomas. That's a look back at the unforgettable cast of All in the Family. They brought laughter and thought-provoking moments to our screens for years. What are some of your favorite Archie Bunker one-liners or heartwarming Edith moments? Share your memories in the comments below. Until then, music with achievements in both fields.